The anticipated 1.19 Wild Update is out now, and although we won't be seeing any fireflies, there are still a lot of things to appreciate from. My name is Sand Vox Nate, and here's everything you need to know about Minecraft's Wild Update. Perhaps the biggest features of the Wild Update are its new biomes, structures, and a fear of darkness. But before we go there, let's talk about something pretty. The mangrove swamp is a swamp biome found in warm regions. They are home to mangrove trees, frogs, bees, and tropical fishes, as well as being the only known location to have lots of mud. Mud is what happens when dirt is wet. It has the unique property to sink anything 2 pixels deep, which gives it a special use as hoppers below mud can pick up items above it. Another great use of mud is easy clay generation, as you can turn it into clay by dripping it off with a dripstone, which is super cool. And with wheat, mud can be made compact. Packed mud acts like stone, thus, it could be made into mud brick, which adds to our list of decorative blocks. In the interest of new plants, mangroves are awesome, as unlike regular trees, their seeds are propagules that we can plant both on land and in shallow waters. Mangrove trees always grow roots, and if they are grown on mud, those mud will become muddy mangrove roots. But besides that, the greatest thing about this tree is its new wood type, as it gives us a whole lot of new woody items to expand our build ideas upon. As for mobs, frogs are unique to swamps. They come in 3 variants depending on whether they grew up in temperate, cold, or warm biomes. Frogs feed on baby slimes, and if 2 frogs were fed, they would breed and one would lay their frog spawn on top of water. After some time, tadpole will emerge, where you can carry them in a bucket. If a frog swallows a magma cube, it will drop a frog light that closely resembles its color. These frog lights are decorative blocks that emit a light level of 15, and given their soft textures, they resemble beautiful paper lanterns. Going under, way into Deep Slate, the Deep Dark is a new cave biome that is home to Skulk and something ancient. Skulk is an experience storing block, which is generated by the Skulk Catalyst whenever a creature dies near it. The Skulk Catalyst is the heart of the Skulk family, where it generates everything skulky such as the veins, the sensors, and the streakers. Skulk sensors are sound detecting blocks that can detect vibration up to 9 blocks away. They emit a redstone signal whenever they activate, triggering a strong signal when the sound is near and a weak signal when it's further away. When paired with a comparator, a Skulk sensor will emit a specific signal depending on the nature of its sound. To block sound from being detected, wool can be used to muffle the sound, effectively blocking the sensor. The Skulk sensor will also signal to any Skulk streakers nearby. When activated, a Skulk streaker will shriek and apply the darkness effect to any players nearby. If the player was careless and activated 3 streaks, a warden will emerge. This hostile creature is completely blind. Instead, it relies on its enhanced hearing and smell to detect moving entities. The warden can fit into a 1 block wide opening, and it hits really hard with its melee attack and its unblockable sonic boom. The warden also applies a darkness effect to any players near it. So, if you were ever caught in a warden situation, the best thing to do is to silently move away or hide. For those who seek a challenge, the ancient city is a found structure deep within the Deep Dark. The city resembles a grand ruined palace of which unobtainable reinforced deep slate marks its central piece. Although it resembles a portal, reinforced deep slate does nothing, besides adding a sense of mystery. Besides the unique structure, the ancient city is home to ancient treasures. These include echo shards, disc fragments, and the swift sneak enchantment. Echo shards are used to make recovery compass, which is a compass that points to your last death location. Disc fragments are the fragments of a music disc, which serves as a collectible for veterans. And finally, the Swift Sneak enchantment is a legging enchantment that speeds up your sneaking. Their maximum is at level 3, and they serve a niche purpose for sneaking around. Besides the biome stuff, boats with chests are added to the game as water donkeys. Goat horns are now obtainable whenever a goat ramps into a hard block, causing it to lose one of its horns in the process. The goat horn comes in 8 variants, where 4 must come from regular goats and the other must come from screaming goats. The final mob to be added to the game is the Allay, which are fey creatures that can only be found as villager prisoners, either locked up in their mansion or in their outposts. The Allay will follow any player that gives it an item, and it will search its surroundings for such an item to collect with its single inventory slot. If the Allay hears a note block playing, it hangs around that note block instead, seeking items around it and returning them to it. This makes it useful for certain automations such as frog-like collection, easily replacing the old and expensive hopper minecart system. And finally, 7 new and easy advancements have been added to the game, which are Birthday Song, Bucket Bucket, It Spreads, Sneak 100, when the squad hops into town, with our powers combined, and you've got a friend in me. Now that you know most of the important stuff, here's a 5-second preview of the new music disc. My name is Sand Vox Nate, and thank you for watching.